Imagine this, you buy the best drum kit ever. You spend $4,000 on the best drum set ever made. You buy the best cymbals. You spend hundreds of dollars on the best drum heads, Remo by the way. You spend hundreds and thousands of dollars on the best hardware. You buy everything. You have everything that every drummer has ever dreamed to making the best drum kit ever. And then you get the call, they take you to a gig, set up your drum set, this beautiful drum kit. And then when the time comes and you're about to play the gig, you sit down and you play that first note and your drum set sounds like garbage. The problem that the majority of drummers have in their career is that number one, they have the best gear, but number two, they don't know how to get the best sound out of it. And the biggest issue that every drummer has is that they don't know how to tune. They don't realize that tuning comes with stylistic tuning, meaning that if you play jazz, you have to tune to jazz drums. Meaning if you play pop, you have to tune your drum kit to pop drums. If you're playing rock and roll, there's different styles of tuning and we don't know how to do it. Until today, I'm going to show you the number one tool that I use to tune my drums to perfection every single time. Not only has this tool guaranteed a perfect sound for my drum kit and my percussion setup, but it has also helped me find my own sound. And that little tool is none other than the TuneBot. So why does it matter how you tune your drums? Well, number one, nobody wants to listen to a crappy instrument. Like the last thing somebody wants to do is sit at a bar or sit at a restaurant and listen to a snare drum that sounds like a can. And there's a lot of them out there. No, quality, they want to listen to quality. That's why it matters. That's why tuning matters. And what a lot of people fail to understand is that when you tune, it takes an ear. Like you're literally tuning two notes. Sure, drums are considered a unpitched instrument, but the reality is everything has a pitch to it. You get a note out of everything. Drums is not the exception. Even if it's unpitched, it still produces a note. So you have to be able to tune your drums correctly and get the right notes. And there's a lot of methods on how to do it. I'm just gonna show you how I do it and how I get my drum kit to sound amazing every single time. But before we start, please don't forget to like and subscribe, turn on that notification bell, and just be alert for all the new videos that I'm gonna be dropping. So here's the first thing that you have to consider when tuning is what kind of music are you tuning to? Meaning what kind of music are you playing? Are you playing jazz? Are you playing pop? Are you playing rock? Are you playing Latin jazz? Like all of that matters. And then obviously you have to make sure that what you're tuning doesn't interfere with other instruments. For example, I play percussions, I play timbales, congas, and other instruments, and sometimes I have to tune my percussion instruments to certain notes. And what a lot of drummers have failed to realize when I'm playing percussion is that your notes and my notes can clash if they're on the same pitch. Happens all the time. So those are little things that you need to start considering when you're playing with other people, when you are gigging with other people. And tuning is a fine art. Like it literally takes years to refine. What I'm trying to teach you is how to tune correctly no matter what the scenario it is that you're in, and no matter what style of music that you're playing. It absolutely matters what drum head you have on your drums. All of that matters because it changes the density. You know, the thicker the head is, the lower the tone the drum is gonna be. So the thinner it is, the lighter the tone of the drum will be. For example, if you pick all of your toms to be coated and then you pick your snare drum to be a clear head, maybe a one ply, you know that your snare drum is gonna be popping really hard, and then your toms are gonna be in the lower range of notes, which is great for pop music, but not great for jazz. So that's the second thing that you have to consider when we're talking about tuning. The third thing that you need to consider when we're talking about tuning is the drumstick that you use, because it does matter. The wood tip stick sounds very different from the nylon tip stick. And if you use nylon stick, I'm sorry, you are wrong. I hate nylon sticks. But the sound does change. Like you can even tell it in your cymbals. The color changes when you hit it because it sounds more plasticky. Your drumstick does play an important part when we're talking about tuning. All right, so let's jump into this little thing. The TuneBot is an incredible tool because it not only does it help you tune to the note, it also helps you tune to the hertz. You know what the hertz are? The hertz is where the frequency is of that note. And it's insane because it tells you if you're right on it or if you're a cent off to the left or to the right. It's literally the best tool that you can have. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna show you an example. I'm gonna grab one of my snare drums that needs tuning and we're gonna tune it with this. So the tune bot has an array of buttons and it's pretty simple once you understand what each of them does. So obviously the turn on button, the power button is there. The kit, which basically lets you scroll in between drum kits and have pre-saved settings of tuning and pitches that you want on the drum. And then you have the drum in general, which can be see a drum head top here, which right here, this button that says head, you can switch to head, bottom, and fundamental sound, which means that it's like the overall sounding of the kit, and so on, so on. And it's pretty easy to use because all you have to do is clip it on and it'll start giving you the pitch of the drum. So let's just do this for example. Let's see if this works. Boom, see how it turned on? See? Pretty cool. Now there's different ways on how to use the tune bot and it has so many features, but we're not gonna dive into that today. Okay, so I have my snare drum set up right now, right in front of me. I have my drum key and then I have my tune bot. So what I'm gonna do is, I'm gonna show you what I do and how I use the tune bot. So first thing first is you're gonna turn it on and we're gonna see what it sounds like without any type of tuning, right? I haven't tuned this drum in forever and obviously this is off. Always turn off your snare wires. All right, so now that I have it set up to kit 50. That's just a random number that I have on it. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna tap it so that way we can hear what the actual note is of the snare drum. So right here, I'm just gonna tap it with my fingers. So it's F sharp 3, so it's not too bad. It's a little lower end of things, and that's okay because that's kind of where I wanted with my worship stuff. So it's not too horrible, but you notice how it's not on the perfect green or basically blue. Notice how it's kind of like yellowish. So what I want to do is I want to tune it up a little bit to see if I can get it to go green, so that, because that way it tells me that it's actually in the note. See? F3, that's the actual note. So what I do for the majority of my drum recordings and or performances is that I take the tune bot and I have a range of notes ready to tune each drum, especially if I'm playing a different styles of music. I already kind of have those notes written out somewhere, either on my phone or something, and that's what I shoot for when I have to tune or retune them depending on the style that I'm playing. You just go around the drum, right, and you go across and across until you achieve that. The point is that the tune bot is designed to help you tune those notes correctly. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna give you some examples of different styles of music and their values and what the drum should sound like for all of those. But that is it for today's video. It's a really easy video on how to use the tune bot. I'm gonna do some more deep diving of this because I know a lot of people are interested in how to actually tune their drums so that way they can sound good. But if you like this video, don't forget to like and subscribe, leave a comment, let me know what you think, let me know if you have any questions. And I love that you came by and watched this video. Thank you so much for all the love and support, and I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.